Hello, trading has closed on March 25th, 2024. We'll do our disclaimer, go over our calls, make some predictions. My trading plan for Tuesday, which is March 26th, 2024. Remember, my calls can be wrong. Trade at your own risk. Also, if you want to order the webinar in my system, it would help if you would send me a Gmail address. We called for a gap opening, and I thought the gap would be down, so we got that. This is the pattern with the early high. And tomorrow's pattern should also have the early high. This is just a reminder of what we said. This weekend we have one of Christopher Carolan's possible change in trend dates, but again, if there is a change in trend, that tends to be within 3 days of the date, but the converse isn't true. Giving a date doesn't guarantee a change in trend. During the day we got an ultimate buy signal. That certainly worked. MEJT said it was false. The price would retrace, and that's already played out. Every so often we take a look at the weekly chart. This is bar 13 of the marked combo sell signal. We now have a 9, 13, 9 combo sell signal. These just haven't worked as well at tops as they have at lows, at bottoms. Nothing seems to be happening here. This is an indication in his work that we're overextended. One of several things happens when you're overextended in his work. One is you have a big drop and correct in terms of price. If that happens, it should start within 3 weeks. That's not going to happen if you ask me. The next thing is it can correct in terms of time. So if the system works, we could consolidate here for some time, and it's even possible we get to bar 13 of his sequential sell signal, but that doesn't have to go to completion. So this is calling for a consolidation if it works. And if it fails, the rule is it fails in grand style. So if we don't consolidate, his work calls for a huge rally. Again, it doesn't work as well as it used to, but that's what it says. Well, here are these trend lines. We now drop directly to this lower trend line, and my rule is you gap under the trend line or the trend line wins. So if we're going to continue lower without interruption, we really should gap down. Now, of course, that's not the only place you could draw the trend line. You could draw it here, so that's not where I'm drawing it, but I would take that with a grain of salt. But if we don't gap down, there's a good chance any drop won't stick. We're still trying to find the end of this wave, blue 5. When it ends, this is the 5th wave. Here's blue 4 ending, so we're in blue 5. You'd like wave brown C to have some kind of Fibonacci relationship to brown A. I don't see one yet. So based on that, I don't think the decline's over, but that doesn't mean we're going to drop tomorrow. We had this move after the Fed announcement followed by a gap. We've now retraced exactly 50% without taking out this low. So far all you've done is have a Fibonacci retracement and fill the gap. And there's a wall into the close. I mean, we held this all day long, and with 10 minutes left to trade, it was holding, and then suddenly panic selling at any price. That's your wall. Usually it's panic selling by retail customers, and if that's what it is, we're going to gap up tomorrow over this high. Now, the retail customers aren't always wrong, but the timing makes this drop suspicious, particularly when it drops right into that trend line, right into the fib support, right into a support area. Doesn't mean you have to go up, but if you're going to drop, you really should gap. And if you don't gap down, I'm looking for us to gap up. And that we're going to know before the open. Well, Tuesday's pattern has the early high regardless of where we close. We've dropped to a significant support level in a straight line. If the declines to continue unabated, we need to gap under today's low tomorrow. If that doesn't happen, the odds favor gapping up, even though this correction is not over. When the correction is over, I think we have much, much, much higher to go on the upside. But I don't think this correction is over yet, even though we could easily gap up tomorrow. But if we're not going to open up here, we're going to probably open down here someplace. And that's today's call.